Girls of Philadelphia challenge that is sponsored by Philadelphia Cream Cheese and Paula Deen. And what I had thought I would submit today would be an appetizer recipe, and it's a spin off one of my favorites when I was growing up in Europe. Whenever we would go out with my family, which was not often, to a restaurant, the one thing I ordered more often than not was a chicken cordon bleu. So I decided to take the flavors of my favorite dish and turn it into an actual appetizer, which would be a nice warm creamy dip using Philadelphia cream cheese as the base. So the recipe is very simple. It will come together very quickly. It is a hot creamy dip, so it will be baked in the oven. But the nice thing about that is, once you bake that in the oven, you have about 20 to 30 minutes to get ready for your party or to do other things. So it starts very simply by using a whole block of Philadelphia cream cheese. And with this one, you can use the fully loaded version. I'm using the 1/3 less fat version for this recipe. But both work equally well, and it's just up to your taste. I would not, at this point, recommend the fat-free one, however. So you put the softened cream cheese in your big bowl. It's been sitting out at room temperature. And from there, you will add a quarter cup of sour cream, just plain sour cream. Put that in. Take honey Dijon mustard, take about a quarter cup of that, and put that in as well, if it would just cooperate with me, which right now it is choosing not to. So once you get done battling your mustard, put that in with your sour cream and cream cheese. Stir it around a little bit, mix it and combine it. And the honey Dijon is pretty seasoned as it is, so you probably don't need a lot more other seasonings. I do like garlic, so I will put in about a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then you would just need pepper, a little bit of pepper to taste. Just make sure that it's all combined. Once this is all combined, the other ingredients are just the simple classic ingredients for chicken cordon bleu. You have your shredded chicken, and I have 1 pound of boneless, skinless chicken breast that I have shredded. So there's the ham, 8 ounces of just plain deli ham. I use just regular cooked ham. You can use honey ham if you choose, or if you have leftover ham from Easter dinner, that would also work very well. And then the other final, very traditional ingredients is Gruyere cheese. And I have an 8-ounce block, and all you need to do is just shred this up. Alright, now that the cheese is all grated, in terms of cutting the ham, again, it's very simple. However, I just wanted to show in terms of, because you want the ham pretty small. So just layer all your slices on top, and then just make small dice all the way, just strips across, and then you're coming across, and it doesn't have to be exact. It's going to be in a dip, it's going to be all mixed in, and it's going to be all scooped up, but basically just very small strips to start with, and then you turn it around, and then you cut your strips into little dice. And at that point, you can pretty much already put the ham, when you're done with it cutting, just put it right into your cheese mixture. And again, if you have leftover Easter ham or leftover ham from whatever dinner from the night before, it doesn't have to be precise in terms of cut. But as you can tell, this will be a very substantial, very meaty dip could stand in if you have a Super Bowl party, a bunch of hungry guys, or hungry girls. So now it's all just all in one bowl. Scoop it, stir it all together, make them all happy. As far as your cheese is concerned, you want to put most of your grated cheese in here, but not all of it, because you want to reserve some for the top, so it can look pretty on top. So make it all stirred all together. And then you want to have a baking dish that's pretty enough to serve out of, but that you can also put in the oven. So I just have a regular stoneware baker, and you just, at this point, dump everything into your dish. And as you can tell, it is a very thick dip. So all of this goes in one little bowl. Smooth it out a little. Now this is also, by the way, a very good dip if you don't want to mess with it and just want to throw everything in the crock pot. At that point, just put everything in a 2-quart crock pot. Put the lid on it, put it on low, and forget about it. At that point, you also don't have to reserve any cheese. Just put everything in, combine it all together, because it's all going to be sitting in a crock pot. And then you have an instant heating tray throughout the life of your party, however long your party may last. Now just remember though, if it's in the crock pot, you do want to give it a few stirs here and there, just so that the cheese melts evenly. Just add a sprinkle of some paprika on top. And this will now all go in the oven. And I already have my oven preheated at 350. And so you have a 350 oven, put it in the middle rack, and set your timer for about 25 to 30 minutes. And when it's all nice and bubbly and everything's melted beautifully, then it's ready to serve up. Okay, so after about 20 minutes, 25, it'll be done, and what you have is something that looks like this. And since we don't have the traditional breading of the chicken cordon bleu, what you would serve, I suggest you serve it with, is some either bagel chips or Melba toast, some crunchy, bready kind of things to dip that into. And also you might want to try spooning some of those out and putting it on endive leaf. If you don't want to eat all those carbs, some sturdy salad leaf may be really good to serve it with as well. So I hope that this inspired you to try a new dip, and I hope you enjoy it, and thank you so much for your time.